Good late morning, early afternoon. I'm going to attempt to do a video that every time I do it, either I get down a wrong rabbit hole or something goes wrong. So instead of talking about what I was going to talk about, I'm just going to tell you what it is. It's called the Nine Noble Virtues. I'm going to put a picture at the end of this video of those nine noble virtues. You might have to blow it up or manipulate it so you can read it, but I'm just going to tell you what they are without reading the details. First one is courage. Second one is discipline. Third one is fidelity. Fourth one is honor. Number 5 is hospitality. Number 6 is industriousness, I think. Okay, that was number 5. Number 6 is perseverance. No, perseverance is 7. Self-reliance is 8, and number 9 is truth. Now, I've had that come across some of my internet feeds. I've had it in a couple different books that I've read. But here's the thing. I think there should be a 10th one. And this is the one I've been talking about the most lately, and that's love. Now, love is the glue that binds us together. Now, some people have no glue, some people have lots of glue, and some people have just a little bit of glue. Now, my love for my wife has been tested on and off throughout our 22 years. And the reason why I say that is because, in the beginning, everything's new. And, when you're not used to the newness, or you just, there's just certain aspects that you don't fully understand or don't like, it tests your love. And then when certain things happen around you because of that, the other person's family, especially in my case, because I was an only child and she's got brothers and sisters, it tested me. And see, I didn't understand the dynamics of having siblings because I never have had siblings. So at first it was just kind of like, okay. I didn't realize that she was going to be so involved in her life. And it took me a while to understand, okay, yes, we're married, but we both have individual lives. And we also do stuff together when we can or when we plan for it or things of that nature. Now, the tests in the past were minor, just minor tests. She had to get to understand me a little bit better because of my disabilities. I know I'm not using them for crutches. They're actually just tools that I use for building blocks. There's a lot of things that we didn't fully know about each other, didn't fully understand about each other. So there was a lot of growth and a lot of, came together, pulled apart, came together, pulled apart. But I have never stopped being loyal to her, never stopped loving her. When the cancer situation came, it was like a whole new ball of wax, and I just kind of went, hey. I at first could not function with it. I could not understand it. A lot of different things, and it's taken a while to get there. But unlike some people who would be like, "Oh, she's got cancer, I'm bolting," I never did that. I never ran away. I always went, okay, this is going to be difficult. There's going to be a lot of issues. There's going to be some days where I'm just going to be upset and ornery and mean and just bullheaded and the whole 9 yards. But then when I got to understand what cancer was or is and all the things that is going to be going on and whatnot, I finally said, okay, I have enough information for me to understand that this is now a new norm. Didn't like it, but I had to accept it. Um, Now, when her back rashes and all the different scars and whatnot started to open up and become an issue due to the immunotherapy, she took about 3 months off of that, just so she can let her body heal. And she's back on it now, and they're just monitoring. Right now, they're doing chemo. They will be doing pretty soon, if they haven't already started, because I am having trouble keeping track of it all. A different immunotherapy regimen. So now it's just, okay, the body's still healing. We just got to keep an eye on the different areas that were a problem and hope that they don't become a problem. Now, my love for my wife is yeah, it's unquestionable. I've not ran away from any of the problems physically. Mentally, I kind of come into myself because it's just like, okay. We're doing this again, and we're doing that, and we're still dealing with the commode, and she's gotten the okay to start walking. It's just she needs to get her stamina up. She's moving about the bedroom, and then a new problem popped up. And this is a minor problem we can fix here at home. Because of the duration of the use of that back brace, the belt that basically goes around her midsection to keep the back portion on while she connects the front portion is connected to the back by Velcro sticky pads. And the Velcro is fine. It's the sticky pads that are starting to pull away from the actual brace. So we have to, as we were told, just glue them back together. Glue it back onto the brace. And I was like, okay, E6000, here we come. But again, it's a minor thing that's just like, okay, don't know why it started happening. I don't know if it's because of the fact that she's had it for over a year now, or getting close to a year. So, I don't know if it's because of all the times that she's been self-reliant and trying to put it on herself, and it slowly started to come apart. Everything man-made seems to come apart slowly but surely. There's only certain structures that I know that has not come down naturally. A lot of the old school buildings from Europe, because of the way their tongue and groove is all wood, and their pegs to keep everything together is wood, and the masonry is pretty steady. Some of the castles of Germany have withstood World War I and World War II. Or they did a really good job of rebuilding. I don't know. But love is one of the things, if we have a strong love towards anything or anyone, and I'm hoping it's more people than things, there's not much that's going to deter you from walking away. I'm an example of that. I have been a Christian since as far back as I can remember. Arkansas, that would be 77, 76. Yeah, somewhere around there. I was about 6 years old. Now, my parents were very good at teaching me right from wrong. The Bible was not always used as a teaching tool, unlike my cousins, whose God rest one of their souls. Two of their souls now. Well, actually, one of them was not really born and raised within Christian confines because of issues in their home. But the other two, they were raised. They were raised a Christian way. Excuse me. It's one of those things where it's a combination of how people are raised, what people were taught, and circumstances in their life that determines how long or how well they're going to stick to Christianity or to their religious upbringing. Let's just put it that way, religious upbringing. Now, I have faith in Jesus. I have faith in the triune God. I don't agree with the church, the established church. I do not always agree with some of the materials in the Bible because I feel that some of the materials are missing, which I have discovered within the last 10, 15 years, that there is a number of things missing out of the Bible, a whole book, various chapters, various information that for some reason the established church, when it was translated into English in England, got removed. Whatever reason, don't know. I'm not bashing any churches here or anything like that. I'm just talking about what I know. What some people would call personal truth. Personal truth is a truth that is learned. Not everybody has the same personal truth. There's also a universal truth, which is very undenying. You cannot deny that the universal truth has the sun and the moon and all that stuff going on. The universal truth about nature. But personal truth is what most of us live by. And now, I understand that each person's personal truth is different. And that's not why, that's one of the biggest reasons why I don't say, hey, you're a liar. Because your universal truth could be different than mine. Or, I mean, personal truth, not universal. The thing is, personal truth is one individual's that is created by a person's upbringing, a person's education, and a person's learned knowledge. Now, I'm not saying that there are people out there that, especially when they talk about other people, are lying. Because when you start to talk about other people, you're using your personal truth or your personal information or your personal feelings to speak about another person, whether it's ill or not. It's one of the reasons why I was taught not to speak illy of people unless they speak ill of you. And all you do is you don't speak ill of that person. You try to correct that person's misunderstanding or misinterpretation of another person, especially if it's about you. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to go around bashing people for saying what they want to say about me or my wife. I don't care. My wife doesn't care. All they're doing by talking about other people, about us, without knowing us, without really knowing us, is just making them, look like fools and idiots. But here's the thing. It has nothing to do with personal truth or universal truth or any of that. It doesn't have to do with the Bible. It doesn't have to do with paganism or any of that stuff. It has to do with the one thing this planet has lost. And that's the ability to love each other for whom we are. I mean, the Bible states simply love each other as I have loved you. That's from Jesus. That's Jesus' word out of the Bible. And I strongly believe that's true. If we were to truly, okay, let's put it this way. And this is going to be it's going to be hard to explain. A blind man does not see another person's character or color or anything like that. A blind man hears the other person's words, dialect. He hears things. He does not see the differences. He hears the differences. And by hearing the differences, a lot of times you can determine a whole lot better if the person is good or not, because you're not seeing a skin tone and going, oh yeah, he looks like he's somebody from the hood. So what if he's African American descent and probably lives in a bad part of town because that's all he can afford? It's where he's been all his life. It's like, oh look, he's a well dressed man. Doesn't matter what his skin tone is. He's just a well dressed man. He must live in a nice, luxurious house and have, a 4 to 5 digit income. So, doesn't mean he's a good guy. It just means he's well dressed with a very good job. Listen to his words. Listen to how he speaks to other people. Don't judge him just because of the way they look. The way I dress sometimes, I look like I could be a trailer trash, occupant. Other times I look like I could be a, middle income. So, there are times I dress the way I want to, and it's like, I can't tell where he's from, but he's got some weird clothes on. That's me. One of the reasons why it doesn't matter to me what I wear is because if I wanted to, I could fit in anywhere. It's because of this. It's my mindset. My wife's from New York. Her home health aide person is from California. They get along great. There are times where it's like the home health person, it's like, dude, you can be from California and act like some of us from the hood. It's because of her mindset. Because she loves people well enough to get down to whatever level. And I don't mean get down to like lower herself lower than she is. No. It's because of the fact that she's lived with people who talk differently, who act differently, who look differently. Her last job in New York, she was working with a couple ladies from like, Hades or one of the Haiti or one of those other countries down in the Caribbean, and she can get down and be speaking at their I don't want to call it level because I don't want to down anybody, but she can deal with anybody and everybody from any part of the world practically. Same for me. I can, I'm more of a high, I don't know how to put it, but living in Germany for 3 years and having to deal with the German people as well as other people when we went to visit the castles and whatnot, and bumping into people from all over Europe. Because of my upbringing, let's just put it that way. When I worked in Yellowstone National Park in the food section of Old Faithful, we had a lot of people come in from various different parts of the world. And because I had the understanding and the skill to be at their, communication level, I was able to get along and talk with them and help them That's probably why they put me in charge of the cashiers, help them order what they wanted. Because a lot of my American colleagues on the register did not always have the patience, let alone the upbringing I did, to be able to understand them at their linguistic level. And I mean, it was like most of the Asians came in, and most of the Asiatic people came in, and it was like hot dog or hamburger. You know, they had a hard, not, that was more Germanic. They had a hard time saying the English version of a hot dog or hamburger, but I was able to understand them well enough to go, okay, hot dog. Most of the European visitors, except for maybe a handful of them, knew enough English to order the foods, but because of their accent and whatnot, a lot of our American workers had trouble with that. I had no problems. No problems. I enjoy doing that. I enjoy working in fields where I can deal with people from around the world. That's one of the reasons why if I had things my way, let's just put it this way. If I had things my way, I would already be living in an RV, and we would be traveling between summers in Yellowstone and winters in like Arizona or somewhere more southern at the national parks. Because I enjoy that kind of stuff. I enjoy not the option. I enjoy the ability or the chances of dealing with people from different countries visiting our national parks. It's because these are things I love. These are things I know. These are things I understand. You know, Jerry was not born in a not pneumatic, nor words are failing me, folks. I'm sorry. Jerry wasn't raised like I was, where every 3 years we move someplace. The nomadic lifestyle. That's what I know. I was born and raised and grew up with that. So every 3 years, I'm like, can we move someplace else? Can we do something? I'm ready to go someplace else. It's not that I don't like where I'm at. It's just that it's been 3 years. Are we moving someplace else? What are we doing? I still have that issue. I still deal with that. But I can't really complain about my life, except for maybe things aren't the way I want it. I'm not able to do my my office fast enough. There's changings going on that I'm trying to keep up with. Life is what it is. The thing is, this is just me. I do not care what religion you are. I don't care how devout you are with your religion or how strong you are about your religion. It doesn't bother me for people to try to, send me messages of encouragement through the Bible, or hey, you want some encouragement, you want some understanding, you want some learning, go read this out of the Bible. I don't mind that. I don't try to sit there and go, oh no, don't do that. No, I'm not that kind of, no. It's not that I'm not that kind of person. It's more along the lines of, hey, you're doing great to try to, not try. You're doing great keeping me in tune with my Christianity. But that's not going to stop me from being who I am. That's not going to stop me from reading the stuff that I read. I am who I am. I know who I belong to. What matters most to me, and this is me, is the love that I have for Jesus, the love that I have for people, the love I have for understanding and learning. Now, I will say that sometimes I get to a point where I'm like, knowledge is very dangerous. You can know too much about one thing and not enough about another thing. But I know for me, I know a lot about, the Bible. I know a lot about the Christian faith. I am not going to be one of these. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm a full blown Christian, because that would be false. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to myself. I have no reason to lie to anybody. I will tell you straight out. I'm going to be the person I want to be. I'm going to be the person I feel that I need to be. I'm going to be the person who will have knowledge on things that most Christians would say, no, we should not have that kind of knowledge. I'm not going to sit here and, how did my cousin put it, roll over and wait for master to pet my belly. No, I'm not. I'm going to do what I feel is right by me. Now, it might not be right by you, but you don't have the same feelings I do. You don't have the same beliefs I do. You don't have the same heart that I do. I don't think there's anything wrong with knowing about other things. It's the love for those things that makes a difference. It's the practicing of those things that may or may not make a difference. It's taking things too far away from the center or core of who I am, which is my love. That won't change. I'm not going to be practicing anything more than what I already do now, and that's reading. If, for whatever reason, my decisions change, I'm not going to be shying away from telling you. But I'm also not going to be shying away from telling you that it is not your decisions of what I do or don't do, because that would be a narcissistic thing where you're trying to control my life and my decisions. It is my choices. Now, I will understand that if you hear about some of my choices that don't make you feel right, or make you feel that you need to make a course correction or something like that, and you send me a bunch of Bible verses and whatnot, that's fine, dandy. That is your duty as a Christian, but it's not your duty to judge me. It is not your duty to control my decisions. I don't care what part of the Bible you've read that says that it is right for a Christian to judge another Christian. No, because according to all I know is, it is nobody's right to judge another person, no matter what their belief system is, no matter what their background is, no matter who they are. I'm one to sit there and read your information. If it's pertinent, I'll read it. I'll research whatever it is you send me to research. But if I feel it's becoming more judgmental or more controlling, that's when the train stops. I know many of people out there who have sent me many of bits of information and whatnot. It's great. You're not doing anything judgmental. You're not doing anything to be controlling. You're being suggestive. You're telling me that this information may help me with my decisions. That's great. That's fine. I have no problem with that. But if I decide for whatever reason that what I'm doing is right by me, then we don't have an issue. We have a impasse. We have a situation where we have to either get to understand each other and agree to disagree, or just agree that, you know, things are not to your liking or whatnot. I'm not trying to chase anybody off by saying this. I'm just trying to say, look, I am human. I'm another human being like the rest of us. But it is, in the end, the final decision is mine. Personally, I don't want to lose anybody, but if for whatever reason people decide that this channel is no longer for them and decide to leave, that's your choice. I am more than happy to let go, because like I learned, if you let go of somebody or something and it loves you, it will come back to you. That's all I have to say about it. But anyhow, I've already spent too much time trying to do this video. I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow, because I have been so busy that I have not been able to sit down and do any research on any one thing. I fall asleep at night trying to read books, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, because sometimes I'll remember it, sometimes I won't. So it's kind of like one of those, yeah. So we'll see what happens. Tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow has its own worries, and we'll leave it at that. So you guys have a good day. If you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up. If you have questions or comments, go ahead and do that in the comment box. If you're new to my channel and want to join for whatever reason, hopefully for the positive reasons, you can click on the subscribe button, and once you do that, little bell pop up, and click on that bell, and YouTube will let you know when my next video comes out. So until then, you guys have a good day. Bye.